הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, לי 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 לי. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, לי 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 לי. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
Hinei Matov, how good it is to be together. Shabbat Shalom, I'm Rabbi Cohen, and I'm joined by Cantor Budnick. And we'd like to welcome everyone virtually to Congregation B'nai Israel, the family and friends of Kyle Budnick, who are celebrating with us from near and far today. We especially welcome Kyle's parents, Elizabeth and Gary, his sisters, Shayna and Brooke, his grandparents, Lynn and Irv Budnick, and his uncle, Jody. We want to welcome all of you who are celebrating with us on live stream. You are very much a part of Kyle's special day, even though we are online today. And we are all hoping the day comes soon when we can join back together in person to celebrate. Feel free to type in some well wishes for Kyle and his family to view later on as well. This afternoon, we join to be the welcoming community as one young man takes his place in the great chain of Jewish tradition. Kyle has been working very hard, not for a performance today, but to lead us in prayer and to share with us the sacred texts of our tradition. He will be helping to lead us from our prayer book, Mishkan Tefillah, and a digital version has been shared with all of you in the YouTube chat. Although we may be physically distant, this morning we strive to be spiritually together. So one important element that helps us create community and connect us to prayer is music. So feel free to sing or clap along as Cantor Budnick uplifts us in prayer and celebration through song. And now, as part of the celebration of becoming a bar mitzvah, Kyle has chosen to wear a tallit, the traditional prayer shawl that will be presented to him by his parents at this time.
Okay. On this Shabbat, we rejoice in your coming of age in our tradition. As a symbol of your entrance as a responsible member into the adult Jewish community, it is my honor to present you with this Tallit. We also have with us the Tallit that your great-grandfather, Irving Migdal, wore. It's over 75 years old. So just like your great-grandfather had his own Tallit and your grandfather and I have our own Tallit, your mother and I chose to present you with your own. But with your great-grandfather's Tallit with us, we have 4 generations of Budnicks represented, and hopefully you will carry on this tradition when you have your own family. Ladur Badur.
Our tradition teaches us tzitzit, fringes on the corners of our garments in every generation as a reminder to observe all of God's commandments. Now, as a bar mitzvah, a child of the commandments, you are ready to make moral choices. to grow emotionally and intellectually, and to take responsibility for the mitzvot and your decisions. Be holy unto God, bring blessing to our world, and may you bring to the household of Israel the same pride and joy, nachas, that you bring to us. Love you, baby.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu mitzvotav v'tivanu l'chit atef ba'asitzi.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who makes us holy through the mitzvot and commands us to wrap ourselves in this fringed garment. And let us all give thanks to God, who has kept us in life, sustained us, and brought us to this very sacred moment with the Shehechianu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehecheyanu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehecheyanu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Amen.
We continue with Matovu, thanking God for bringing us together, even virtually, and creating this sacred space to pray together.
Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov, ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael. Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov, ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael. V'ani berov chastecha avo veitecha eshtachave lecha kodshecha be'yiratecha. Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov, ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael. Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov, ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael. Adonai ahavti me'on beitecha umekom mishkan kivodecha v'ani eshachave ve'echra'a evrecha lifnei Adonai osi. Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov, ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael. Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov, ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael. Mani tefilati lecha Adonai et ratzon Elohim berov chastecha aneni bemet yishecha. Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov, ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael. מה טוב הוא, אוהל לך יעקב, אוהל לך יעקב, משכנותיך ישראל.
We continue with Chatzi Kaddish as Cantor leads us, page 106.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברך ירצה וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומייכון וחיי דכל בית ישראל, בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם לעולמי המאיה יתברך, יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה. מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעולמה, ואמרו אמן.
We rise either physically where we are or even in spirit for our Baruch, our call to prayer.
Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, Leolam Va'ed.
Kyle will continue leading us with Yotzer, or page 110. Praised are you.
Praised are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of light and darkness, who makes peace and fashions all things. In mercy, you illuminate the world and those who live upon it. In your goodness, you daily renew creation. How numerous are your words, Adonai. In wisdom, you formed them all, filling the earth with your creatures. Be praised, Adonai, our God, for the excellent work of your hands, and for the lights you created. May they glorify you. Shine a new light upon Zion, that we all may swiftly merit its radiance. Praise to God Adonai, creator of all heavenly lights.
Baruch atah Adonai Yotzer HaMeorot. And Kyle will continue leading us with Ahava Rabbah in English, page 112.
How deeply have loved us, Adonai, our God, gracing us with this surpassing compassion on account of our forebears who led you to teach them the laws of life. Be gracious to us, teaching us as well. O merciful one, have mercy on us by making us able to understand and discern, to heed, learn, and teach, and to observe, perform, and fulfill all that is in your Torah.
והארננו בתורתך, בדבק ליבנו במצוותיך, ויחד לבבנו לאהבה וליראה את שמך, ולא נבוש ולא ניכלם ולא ניכשל לעולם ועד, כי בשם קודשך הגדול והנורא בטחנו, נגילה ונשמחה, נגילה ונשמחה בישועתך. ברוך אתה אדוני הבוחר בעמו ישראל באהבה.
We join with Kyle as he leads us in Shema, declaring our partnership with God.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchutel Leolam Vaed. Ve'havta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha u'v'kol nafshecha u'v'kol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi misavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha bevetecha v'techa v'aderek Uvshoktecha, uvkumecha, ukshartam leot al yadecha, v'hayila totafot b'neinecha, uktavtam al mezuzah betecha, urisharecha. Leman tiskeru, v'atzitem nekol mitzotai, v'hayitem kedushim alechem. Ani Adonai Elechem. Asher hotzeidichem me'eretz Mitzrayim leot lachem lelechim ani Adonai Elechem.
Adonai Elohechem Emet. As we come to Mi Chamocha, our prayer of redemption, we recall the transition of our Israelite ancestors from Egypt through the Sea of Reeds and into the Promised Land. It was then that everyone rejoiced. So too do we rejoice in community this afternoon for Kyle's transition as he becomes a bar mitzvah. Page 122.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nehedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot, oseh felen, nora tehilot, oseh felen. Shira chadasha, shivchu geulim, לשמחה על שפת הים, יחד כולם הודו והמליכו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. צור ישראל, קומה בעזרת ישראל, ופתחנו מכה יהודה וישראל, גואלנו אדוני צבאות שמו, קדוש ישראל, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל.
Kyle leads us in the Amidah as we join as one community. Page 124.
Adonai sefatachivta ufia gitahilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Adonai Eloheinu v'Eloheinu Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanara, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Echanei Hakol, Zocher Hasteavot v'Imaot, Umei v'Gula Livnei v'Nechem, L'man Shemel be'achava, Melchizedek Umashim Umagin, Baruch atah Adonai, Again Avraham, Vitzrat Sarah. Atagi Bor Le'elam Adonai, Mechae HaKol Atar Rav Le'oshia, Mashif Harua Umarit Hagashem Michael Hakim Becheset Michael Hakol Berakamim Ramim Somek Noflim Verfe Cholim Umatir Asurim Kayem Unato Lishnene Afar Micha Mocha Baliveret Umido Melach Melech Memit Imakahaya Umatir Yeshua Beniman Atat Leotako Baruch Atah Adonai Mechaye Hakol.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, כך כתוב היה נביאך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר, קדוש קדוש קדוש, אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ כבודו. אדיר אדירנו אדוני אדוננו מאדיר שמך בכל הארץ. ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו, הוא מלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם. אלוהיך ציון לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש, ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We take some time for silent prayer, either using the pages until 142 or the prayers of our hearts.
עושה שלום, שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו, ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום, שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו, ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. אמן, אמן. עושה שלום, שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן.
Long ago, our people stood at a mountain, and there we encountered God and entered into a covenant, a binding relationship with mutual love and obligation that would last throughout the ages. The symbol of that mountaintop meeting is found in our Torah, the sacred scroll which we read today, which gives us our Jewish values. Passed down l'dor v'dor from generation to generation, from parents to children and their children after them, it has been our guide for how we can live in this world as God's partners, hopefully making it more of the world God dreams it to be. This afternoon, Kyle will symbolically receive Torah and begin his role as a teacher of Torah and a teacher of how we can be better people from understanding our Jewish lessons and values. It is also especially important that we take a moment to thank all of Kyle's teachers and one of CBI's amazing tutors as well, Tomer Avivi, for all of his time and dedication to his students. In a few moments, Kyle will chant the Torah blessings, a moment that symbolizes him taking a stand to lead our community, our Jewish people, as we respond confirming this moment. He will then chant in Hebrew his Torah portion, something that has taken much time to learn how to do, and for which he has worked extremely hard. In so doing, he will celebrate not having a bar mitzvah, but becoming a bar mitzvah, a member of our covenant community, now becoming a member of the commanded community, accepting all of the privileges and all of the responsibilities of our Jewish people. So at this time, you may rise physically or in spirit as we begin our Torah service.
אין כמוך ואלוהים אדוני, ואין כמעשיך, מלכותך מלכות כל עולמים, וממשלתך בכל דור ודור. אדוני מלך, Adonai Malach, Adonai Imloch, Le'olam Va'ed, Adonai Oz Le'amo Yitain, Adonai Yivarech et Amo V'Shalom. Rachamim, Heitiva v'tzoncha et Zion. Timneh chomot Yerushalayim, ki v'chan nevad batachnu, מלך אל רם ונישא, אדון עולמים. כי מציון תצא תורה, כי מציון תצא תורה, ודבר אדוני מירושלים. ברוך שנתן תורה, תורה, ברוך שנתן תורה, תורה, לעמו ישראל בקדושתו.
Moshe kibel Torah mi Sinai. Moses received Torah from Sinai. He passed it on to Joshua, who passed it on to the elders, who passed it on to the prophets. Kyle, today the Torah is symbolically passed down to you from your family tree and from the Jewish people who came before you. May its words and wisdom bring you faith, guidance, and peace. We sing L'dor v'dor, meaning from generation to generation, celebrating this moment of you receiving Torah.
לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור, נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים, ולנצח נצחים, קדושתך נקדיש. לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור, נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים, ולנצח נצחים, קדושתך נקדיש. ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ואין. כי אל מלך גדול, כי אל מלך גדול, וקדוש אתה, לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור, נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים, ולנצח נצחים, קדושתך נקדיש.
We express how the Torah's values connect us to one another and to God with the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
At this time, we will hear Kyle's Devar Torah, his words of Torah, which is his interpretation of the Torah portion that he has studied, and he'll give us his take on this week's Torah portion. Go ahead and unmute yourself, and we can't wait to hear it slowly and loudly.
Before I read my Devar Torah, I'd like to thank the following people. I would like to thank Tamara Vivi and my Nana for spending time tutoring me and helping me with my Hebrew. I'd also like to thank my mom and dad who signed me up for this and gave me the opportunity to be bar mitzvahed. I'd like to thank my Uncle Jody for being a big part in all this. And I would also like to thank my baseball team for losing the first round of the playoffs, letting me spend more time on my Hebrew. And I would also like to thank my sisters for being quiet and letting me work on my Hebrew.
Kyle, go ahead and move the mic closer just a little bit more.
All right. However difficult life may seem, there's always something you can do and succeed at. It matters that you don't just give up. This was said by the famous scientist Stephen Hawking. This quote reflects my Torah portion, Vayishlach. In not so short terms, Vayishlach is about challenging situations, maturing, and forgiving. Vayishlach is about two brothers. One is named Jacob and the other Esau. Their father Isaac was supposed to give the eldest child the blessing of his birthright. The blessing could only be given once, and Isaac was ill and blind and had to give Esau the blessing soon. But when it was time to give Esau the birthright, Jacob, with the help of his mother Rebekah, tricked Isaac into getting the birthright for himself. Esau had distinctly hairy arms. Therefore, Rebekah put hair on Jacob's arms, and so when his father went to feel his arms, he would think Jacob was Esau. The brothers were always fighting. This Torah portion is about them making amends. Esau could have chosen to be angry with his brother for eternity, but instead he chose forgiveness. The Torah tells us that one night, as Jacob was on his way to reunite with his brother Esau, Jacob has a moment of wrestling. Great Jewish thinkers and other rabbis review the Torah every year, trying to find the meanings in the text. One thing they argue about is, what did Jacob fight when his name was changed to Israel, meaning one who wrestles with God? Some people may say that Jacob wrestled with God himself, or even an angel sent by God. Another thing they might say, he fought with his own conscience, as he was about to meet his brother after many years of never seeing or talking to him. I think that this idea of Jacob wrestling with some sort of being, whether it be God, an angel, or even himself, is quite interesting. I personally believe that Jacob wrestled with himself or his conscience because he was afraid to make amends with his brother. As most people would be very afraid to meet with someone they stole their birthright from. In this situation, someone would most likely be afraid to meet that person after years of not talking or seeing them. In conclusion, the thing I want to teach with my Torah portion is that life will always have challenges, and every time we encounter those challenges, we have to overcome them. As Jacob overcame the challenge of finally meeting his brother and making amends with him, we face any challenge that gets in our way. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for sharing with us your beautiful words and take on this week's Torah portion. And now we're going to hear you chant your Torah portion. But before that, I'd like to call up our first Aliyah, the Budnick family. We have Gary and grandparents Lynn and Irv. Ya'amdu Yehuda Shmuel ben Yisrael HaKohen v'Miriam. Miriam Yita bat Yisrael David HaKohen v'Fegalea. Israel ben Velva HaKohen v'Sara la'aliyah.
Baruch et Adonai HaBarach.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaBarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah. Amen.
Vayishlach Yaakov Malachim Lefanav Elisav Achiv Artsach Seir Sededom Vaitzav Otam Lemor Ko Tomrun Ladoni Esav Komar Avdecha Yaakov Imlavan Karti Vaychar Adasai Vaychili Shor Lakmor Son Ved Beshika Bishlaka Agi Ladani Inzahain Bainaha.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. I hope all of you are quelling our grandparents over there. And we're going to continue with our second Aliyah, the Graber family, Elizabeth and Uncle Jody. Ya'amdu Yehudit Rivka bat David Melech ve'Rivka Leah. Yasel Dov ben David Melech ve'Rivka Leah la'Aliyah.
Bahu Adonai Havarah.
Baruch Adonai
Habarach
Harakam.
Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Havarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natanu lanu Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Vayeshivu Amelakim El Yaakov Lemor Banu El Achika El Esav V'gam Kol El Yitrata Irba Miot If Imo Vayira Yaakov Miot Vayetzer Lo Vayechat Et Ham Asher Ito Vayhatzon, Vaytavachar, Vaygalim, Lishnei Machanot, Vayomer, Kim Yavo Esav, El Hamachai, Vayachah, Vehikavu, Haya, Hamachane Hanishar, Lifleita.
And for our after blessing, Uncle Jody, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. And for the moment you've all been waiting for, as Kyle is called up to the Torah for the first time as a bar mitzvah. Ya'amod Pela Ephraim ben Yehudit Rivka veYehuda Shmuel HaKohen habar mitzvah la'aliyah laTorah.
Baruch Adonai Hamarah.
Baruch Adonai Habarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Harak Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah. Vayomer Yaakov Elokei Avi Abraham Velokei Avi Yitzchak Adonai Ha'omer Elai Shu Be'artecha Olamartecha Be'tiva Imak Katonti Mikol Chasadim Umikol Ha'emet Asher Asita Et Avdecha Ki V'makli Varti Et Hayarden Hazeh Be'eta Hayiti Mishnei Machanot Hatileni Na Miad Achi Miad Esav Ki Arei Enochi Omtel Pen Yavo Vehikani Aim Albanim Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Yasher Koach. In the presence of our Torah, these words of Torah, which gives us words of faith and strength, we think of those in our lives who are in need of that strength with our healing prayer. We especially think of all who are fighting COVID-19. And for those names that you say out loud, wherever we may be, for those names that you think of silently in our hearts, we pray for their healing with Misha Berach on page 253.
Mi shebeirach avoteinu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi shebeirach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
At this time, we will hear the chanting of Haftorah, which are the words of our prophets. Kyle will chant the blessing before Haftorah, and Cantor Muchnick will chant Haftorah for us.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'nivim tovim v'rtzah v'divrahem hanemarim ba'amet. Baruch atah Adonai Avocher b'Torah u'Moshe Avdo Yisrael Avo Yudiyei Hamet Tzedek.
This morning I'll be chanting the Haftorah portion for Vayishlach, which comes from Ovadiah, chapter 1, and I'll be chanting verse 1 through verse 7. Chazon Ovadiah ko amar Adonai Elohim le'edom Shmua shamanu meit Adonai v'tzir bagoyim shulach kumu v'nakuma aleha lamilchama. Hine katon netaticha bagoyim bazui ata meod. Zidon libcha hishiecha shochni v'chagvei selam merom shivto. Omer belibo mi yordeni aretz. Im tagbi hakanesher ואם בין כוכבים שים קיניך, משם אוריתך נאום אדוני. אם גנבים באו לך, אם שודדי לילה, איך נדמת, הלא יגנבו דיים. אם בוצרים באו לך, הלא ישאירו עוללות. איך נכפשו עשיו, נבעו מצפוניו. עד הגבול שלחוך, כל אנשי בריתך השיעוך. יכלו לך אנשי שלומך, לחמך ישימו מזור תחתיך, אין תבונה בו.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, sur kol amim, sadik b'chol hadorot, ha'el ha'ne'eman, ha'omer oseh, hamadaber umakayim, shekol devarav emet vatzedek, ala Torah, ve'al avodah, ve'al anbiim, ve'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh, shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu, likdusha v'limnucha, lechavod u'tifaret. Ala kol Adonai Eloheinu, anachnu modim lach, u'mevarchim otach, yibarach shimcha b'fri kol chai, tamid le'olam va'ed, baruch ata Adonai, mekatesh Shabbat.
Amen. Siman tov, a mazel tov, a mazel tov, a siman tov, a mazel tov, a mazel tov, a siman tov, a mazel tov, a mazel tov, a siman tov. Yehelanu, 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 Ulechol Yisrael, Yehelanu, Yehelanu. Ulechol Yisrael, David Melech Yisrael, Chai v'kayam, David Melech Yisrael, Chai v'kayam.
Mazel tov! We are all showering you with so much candy right now, so much sweetness, and I hope that the sweetness in your life only continues. Yasher koach, and we'll continue at this time as we symbolically put our Torah scroll away with Eitz Chaim.
Eitz Chaim hi lama chazikim ba v'tomcheha meushar diracheha darchei noam v'chol netivoteha Shalom, Hashivenu Adonai, Elecha v'nasuva, Chadesh, Chadesh Yameinu, Chadesh Yameinu kikentem.
We'll continue now with our parents' speeches from Elizabeth and Gary, followed by speeches from Kyle's sisters, Shayna and Brooke.
Unmute.
Kyle, I am so incredibly proud of you, not just for the wonderful job you did today, but the amazing, caring, kind-hearted person you are every single day. You're truly someone I admire. You're responsible and considerate, but above all, you're the most incredible big brother to Shani and Brookie. Even as a little boy, you would look out for them, whether it was bottle feeding or watering the plants and then watering your sisters, or by entertaining us all with the way you would say, babies. And although your hugs may have evolved in strength, they have not changed in quantity. We adore your infinite bear hugs, baby. I loved you since before you were born. And when you came into my life, you changed everything. You lit up my world. You are and forever will be my sunshine on a cloudy day. Watching you and your sisters grow into such loving and happy people has been my greatest joy. Gigi and Pa are looking down from heaven, and I know they're proud of you. They love you so much, and they would adore who you are today. As we always say in our family, it's not the destination, it's the journey. Continue to enjoy your journey and keep your integrity along the way. You're such an empathetic young man with strong respect for yourself and for others. As you get older, I want you to always remember this moment. Remember all the hard work it took to get here and that wonderful sense of belonging as you have as part of the Jewish faith. Now is your time to embark on a new part of your journey. One that will undoubtedly have ups and downs, moments of fun and moments of frustration. What matters most is how you navigate that road, to always be guided by your moral compass and your sense of compassion, to never lose sight of who you are and where you come from. I have no doubt in my mind that you will have immense success on your journey, Kai. You are smart in ways that astonish me. As you are becoming a man, you'll always be my best boy. You are handsome and brave and strong. I'm so proud to be your mom. I love you forever, baby.
Kyle, all your life, I have called you my little man. Every time I would come home, where's my little man? This year, and especially today, I can't really, can't use that term of affection. As today in our Jewish faith, you've become a man. I may just have to start calling you Thor, right? All your life, you've taken on challenges like building a life-size tank out of boxes and parts from the garage so you could win the neighborhood Nerf gun war, right? Or building multi-thousand piece Lego sets, or most recently, leading your team in baseball or building your own computer. And taking all advanced honor courses in school, you've always overcome great challenges and adversity, especially this year with COVID, right? But just like your Torah portion, Vayishlach, has taught us all to do, especially in this year, to overcome adversity and overcome challenges. You're the greatest son, an exceptional big brother, right? And I look forward to seeing all the great achievements in your future. I just hope you don't choose to conquer them waiting until the last minute. But don't worry, that appears to be in our DNA, and you and I could work on that together. Mazel tov, I love you, buddy.
Kiki, come. Okay. Go ahead, baby.
Dear Kyle, Dear Kyle, I am so happy to celebrate this special day with you. I love it when you give me hugs and say some funny jokes. I love you. Sincerely, Brooke.
Oh, free hug.
Go ahead, change it.
What? Okay.
Nice.
Dear Kyle, I can't believe it's your bar mitzvah today. I love all the fun times that's been with you. I love you as a big brother, even though you act like my younger brother most of the time. I love you so much. Love she.
Free hug. Free hug. No. Pass it on.
What meaningful words from everyone. Kyle, although we are not in person, I wanted to tell you the gifts that are waiting for you at Temple, and you can come pick them up anytime you'd like. The first one, should I tell you the gifts? Or do you want to hear the gifts? Okay. The first one is a Kiddush cup from our sisterhood, and we hope that you will use it for many Shabbat to come. And one day, maybe even with your own family, if you choose. The second is a book that was chosen just for you from our brotherhood. And the third gift is a Torah book from our board of trustees with your name in it as well. And you can go inside and you can find your Torah portion. You could chant it as many times as you'd like. But I hope you'll also take a look at the other pages as well and all these words of wisdom that are in here. And we also have for you your B'nai Mitzvah certificate signed by all of the clergy. as well as from our Barry Ira Graff School for Living Judaism, our religious school. They have an award for you of up to $300, I believe it is, to go to Israel with the confirmation class in 10th grade, and they go to Israel for 3 weeks. So we can't wait to take you to Israel and explore the Holy Land. And then last but not least, from Busy B'nai Israel Senior Youth Group, we have a certificate for you for your first senior youth group event free of your choosing. So we can't wait for you to get involved even more and to have you continue in our Hebrew high school as well. Kyle, go ahead and take a deep breath. Go ahead. There we go. You made it. You have gone before your family and friends, some who are here on Zoom, some who are on live stream on YouTube, to lead us in prayer, to chant for us words of Torah, and to demonstrate Jewish values. I hope you always remember all that you can accomplish when you put in the hard work and dedication, and that you remember the inner strength that you have to overcome any challenge that comes your way, as you taught us about today in your Torah portion. I know that just a couple of months ago, you may have envisioned this day to look a little differently than it does today, but no number of people in a room or on YouTube resembles how much you are loved and supported, and I hope you always remember that. It is an honor to be here with you and your family today, and Cantor Muchnick and I are so very proud of you. Mazel tov to your parents for all of their support, and mazel tov on this step in your life on becoming a bar mitzvah. Can we hear everyone else? Maybe unmute yourself, give him a mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov. Very proud of you.
Kyle,
Thank you.
you are amazing, and you look so handsome right now. I can't take my eyes off of you. They really dressed you up. You look like $1 million. Fantastic. I want you to look at something, Kyle. I have on a yarmulke that was made for your father's bar mitzvah that was given out to all the participants. And what it says is bar mitzvah of Gary Stephen Budnick, June the 18th, 1977, 43 years ago.
Everybody knows how old I am. Thanks, Dad. Thanks a lot. I was telling everybody 39. You just blew it for me. Thanks. That was nice.
Together here, let's have the whole Graber Budnick family gather together, maybe a little even closer, so we can all see you. And it is our honor for Cantor Muchnick and I to offer God's blessings upon all of you on this very special day.
Yivarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you always.
Yaher Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May God shine upon you and be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha ve'aseim lecha. Shalom.
May God smile upon all that you do and grant you the greatest gift of all, the gift of shalom, which is wholeness, happiness, friendship, and peace. And together let us say Amen. At this time, we're going to continue with our conclusion of the service with our Aleinu prayer on page 282 as we praise and give thanks to God.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
We take this time to think of those who are no longer physically with us, but who are indeed with us in spirit on this special day. We especially think of Rochelle Lynn and Herbert David, Kyle's grandparents, Sarah and Nathan Marcus, Molly and Murray Graber, Bernard Marcus, Harvey Marcus, Philip and Rhoda Graber, Irving David Migdal, and Fanny Migdal, William Budnick, and Sarah Budnick. And if any of you are thinking of someone at this time and you're in a period of mourning, please join along with our Mourner's Kaddish, which can be found on page 294. Yit gadal v'yit gadash me'raba, ve'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich machutei, v'chayachon uv'rimechon uv'chayedecho beit Yisrael, v'agala v'izman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevarach le'olam omei omaya, v'yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitshomam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitzaleh v'yitzalal shemedi kurisha b'reichu, le'olam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiram be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'akol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Osei shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'akol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, amen. Just want to give a thank you to Cantor Muchnick for uplifting us with music and prayer this morning. Thank you so much. And thank you to all of you who are joining us on YouTube. We hope you'll join us again every Friday night. We're on this YouTube channel, 6:15 and on the first Friday nights of the month, and 7 p.m. on all other Friday nights of the month for our Shabbat service. And be on the lookout also for virtual Hanukkah candle lighting, which will take place every single night as well on YouTube. We hope you'll join us. We're going to continue now with Vishamru as we prepare for Kiddush and Hamotzi.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Kyle, go ahead and lead us in our Kiddush. Everyone grab some wine or juice.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen. L'chaim. And we'll have Shayna and Brooke lead us.
It's real.
Brookie, come.
Okay, Brooke.
Cookie, come.
Lizzie.
And we say as we uncover the challah, voila, challah.
Voila.
Yeah.
There you go.
Go ahead and hold it up for us and
There's no accident.
Wait, start?
Yeah.
Yes, both of you.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lehem haaretz. Amen.
Amen. Good.
You
go
can say
ahead and try some.
Yes.
And we'll pass the challah around for everyone. We'll conclude with our
I guess sharing comes later.
which can be found on page 321.
Thank you.
אדון עולם השם הלך בטרם כל יציר נברא להתנשא בחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא אזי מלך שמו נקרא ואחרי ככלות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא והוא היה והוא הווה והוא יהיה בתפארה והוא יהיה בתפארה והוא אחד ואין שני להמשילו להכבירה בלי ראשית בלי תכלית ולא העוז והמשרה ולא העוז והמשרה אלי וחי גואלי וצור חבני ביצרה והוא ניסי ומנוס לי מנת כוסי ביום מקרא מנת כוסי ביום מקרא בידו אף כי דרוכי בעת אישן ועירה ואמרוכי גביעתי אדוני לי ולא אירא אדוני לי ולא אירא.
Now for your last task this afternoon, all of you are commanded to go and safely celebrate. Mazel tov!
Mazel tov. Mazel tov, Kyle. You did great.
Okay. Good.
Thank
you.
Thank
That
you.
was wonderful, wonderful job. Beautiful job. It's all